A little more than 24 hours ago, Casey Anthony was found not guilty of murdering her young daughter, Caylee. And we want to start right away here with a new angle on this story. Just hours ago, one of the jurors in this trial, Jennifer Ford, a 32-year-old nurse in training, the only juror to have spoken to the media so far, sat down with me for an extensive, exclusive interview to shed light on what happened inside that deliberation room. Here's what she told me. Why did you and the other jurors acquit Casey Anthony of murdering her daughter?
There wasn't enough evidence. There wasn't anything strong enough to say exactly. I don't think anyone in America could tell us exactly how she died. If you put even just the 12 jurors in one room with a piece of paper, write down how Caylee died, nobody knows. We'd all be guessing.
So it's cause of death that was a problem?
How can you punish someone for something if you don't know what they did?
The prosecution wasn't able to give you a solid enough picture of how Caylee died.
Do you see that picture? I have no idea what it, like, they didn't even paint a picture for me to consider.
You think that this might have been an accident, that she might have drowned in the pool? You believe the defense on that?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's a lot easier to get to that conclusion. I can walk from here to there and make it happen. With the chloroform, I'm all over the place. I have no idea. I'm in a maze. I don't know where I'm at.
When you all went to deliberate this case, were you unanimous from the start? Or?
No. Oh, no.
Really?
There were a lot of conflicting ideas, and some people were like, you know, I feel like she did, but there's just not enough to substantiate it. Some people were just like, nope, she didn't do it. Like, they have nothing for me to even have any idea what happened.
There have been people who said you only deliberated 10 or 11 hours, and that shows you weren't serious. That's
speculation, and you know what? Speculation is not fact. We had a lot of discussions. We started to look through stuff, but none of it, how did she die? If you're going to charge someone with murder, don't you have to know how they killed someone, or why they might have killed someone, or have something, where, when, why, how? Those are important questions that were not answered. That gets to Casey. Right. 31 days that she does not report the death or disappearance of her daughter, and she parties. Right. And people say that's evidence that she is a killer. It looks very bad. The behavior is very bad, but bad behavior is not enough to prove a crime. Did you believe the defense accusation that this was a family that had incest in it, that Casey had been molested by her father or brother? I have nothing to substantiate that, so no, I mean, if you don't prove it, that played no role in your deliberations? No, if you don't prove it, I'm not going to just because I hear it. No, that's not a factor. What did you make of George Anthony's testimony? He did not help the state's case. Why? Because he was clearly dishonest. He was dishonest? Yes. How? Well, he was evasive, number one. His story seemed to change depending on, like they said, initially he was on the defense's side, so he would, you know, fight with Mr. Ashton and not give straight answers. But then he switched to the prosecution side, and then now he won't give the defense straight answers. I want to get back to Casey, because she's been the focus of so much attention and interest. Right. It was her daughter, so. Casey lies. Yes, and she lies again. And then she goes out and she leads the high life while her daughter is dead. Right. People say that is evidence that this person was capable of killing that child. Even if that's evidence that she is capable, it doesn't show that she did do it. Do I think she's completely innocent? I mean, I have no idea. I don't have the evidence to say one way or another. I'm not going to accuse her of killing. I have no idea. If it was an accident in the pool or wherever, how did the child end up in a swamp months later, rotting away? You deny it, you get rid of it. You don't look at it, you don't think about it, it doesn't exist, it's gone. You push it out of your mind. You cover up a murder. That's what the prosecution said. It was You're covering up something. It's not proven that's a murder. You're covering up something. It's either an accident or, I mean, nobody knows what it is. I'm going to press you on this. Go for it. Duct tape on a baby in a bag rotting in the woods. Most people look at that, they put two and two together, they say that's a murder. Well, in our country, unfortunately, we have to prove it. You can't just be like, yeah, that really looks bad. Smells bad, looks bad. I get that. It does. Smells bad, looks bad. I get that. But it's someone else's life, and if I'm wrong and I kill someone else, I can't live with that. How emotional was it to be a juror in this case? I mean, there were quite a few people when we got back after the verdict was read. We were in tears. Why were you crying after you handed down a not guilty verdict on murder? Not guilty doesn't mean innocent. It doesn't mean innocent.
How do you feel about that, that you may have let a woman who murdered her own daughter walk off that charge?
It doesn't feel good. It was a horrible decision to have to make, but I had to do it based on the law.
How much did the fact that this was a death penalty case weigh on you in the course of the trial and in your deliberations?
Well, it weighs heavily. It's the ultimate. It's the ultimate. Like, it's as big as you can get. It's someone else's life in your hands. So if they want to charge and they want me to take someone's life, they have to prove it. You have to prove it, or else I'm a murderer too, and I'm not any better.